Here are some updates on my life and my quest to financial independence in July. Here's my financial independence update. My target financial independence number is 750,000, and as of right now, I am 3.69% of the way to that number. It's a very small number. I realize that. My progress is very small. So the steps that I'm taking are just automated contributions into my 401k and my Roth IRA. I am taking advantage of the tax sheltered accounts that I have access to first, and I am nowhere near maxing those out. So that's where I am at this point. I am counting it a win that I A, know my net worth, and B, have a target in mind, even though my progress toward that target is so small and kind of feels discouraging, feels very discouraging at times. At least I know those numbers and I know that I am making progress in the right direction. So my financial priorities at present are simply to cover my cost of living and not incur any new unsecured debts. So that is my number one priority. My number two priority is to get rid of any current unsecured debts. I do have credit card debt from the wedding almost 2 years ago. And my priority number three, once that unsecured debt is completely gone, is to save and invest for the future. My goal one day is to max out all those accounts, my Roth IRA and my IRA, number one. Number two, wouldn't it be cool to have to use the backdoor IRA strategy to make too much for me personally, to make too much to have that IRA? I know there are people on YouTube that do make that. There are people do make that much money. It is possible. It's possible for me to make that much money. This is my whole progress. This is kind of what I'm doing and where I'm placing my energy right now. So that's the financial independence update. Here is my life in general update. So I have been kind of struggling with this channel because I feel like it's a challenge for me to allocate the time and energy to make this channel grow. Someone left a comment, it's like, all you'd have to do is this, 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 and this. And I'm like, that's cute. Like, yeah, sure, that's all I have to do. It's a struggle to find that in the midst of working a full-time job, being a full-time mom, watching my child full-time, and being a full-time wife and member of a partnership, which is very important to me and is something that I love doing. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment with this channel. And the reason why I want to keep going is, number one, I've invested a lot into this channel and I really enjoy it. I enjoy contributing and making these financial updates because I feel like I would want that from someone. I wanted that and I needed that. And I do still need that. So I'm doing this, number one, because I feel like it's important for the community on the whole. And number two, this is a business idea that I have, and it's something that I want to grow as a business at some point. So that's where we are in terms of my channel. I doubt myself all the time about if there's a place for me and my voice. I know that there is, but it's challenging for me to commit the time and energy to show up in a way that I would feel good about showing up in. So that's kind of what I'm struggling with at the moment, is the energy to execute. Because at the end of the day, all that matters is execution. You can have all the fancy strategy in the world, but actually executing and doing what you need to do is the most important thing. So that's kind of what I've been struggling with at the moment. There's also that element of what kind of mastery do I have? I'm still in debt. I'm still working. Like I don't have this crazy high income. I don't have anything. Let me take that back. I do have something to contribute, and this is it. It's not too late, and you have what it takes. And this is something that I heard, actually. I watch Lauren Miller's YouTube channel, and I follow her on Instagram. If you don't, she's amazing. And I just saw that, and I'm like, that is so important, especially as someone myself who has made huge financial mistakes in the past and is working on being better and moving on from those mistakes. That's the message I needed to hear. It's not too late, and you have what it takes. I have what it takes. So hearing that is very important. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about. In terms of life updates, there are so many moving parts in my life, as in anyone's life. In July, we are traveling. We're going up to Toronto, which is exciting, but requires some planning and strategizing around that. So that's kind of been something I've thought about. We also did travel. We were gone over the 4th down to Delaware, which was a trip that took energy and time and planning, etc. So that's something else that I was doing in July. So that's kind of, those are the two big things, the upcoming trip and the trip we took at the beginning of the month that I was thinking of in the midst of my day-to-day life, working full-time and raising a child full-time and being a full-time partner. those are all full-time jobs, and I love all three of them, and I feel so blessed and fortunate to have those jobs. These are things that I love doing. They just all take energy. So that's kind of the life update. Again, I took notes for you guys, for you watching, you person that's watching. That's what's happening in the monthly updates. So other things, what's working and what's not working in my life as a whole. So what's working? Groceries, in the area of groceries, because we know that the top three flexible, non-fixed expenses, variable expenses are travel or transportation, food, and housing are the three variable expenses. Housing's not variable, but those are the three top expenses. So as far as my transportation and housing, those are fairly fixed for me. But groceries is huge. Food and groceries is huge. And what's working is planning out my meals and then shopping accordingly and doing a grocery pickup, because in New Jersey, as opposed to Manhattan, where I live. So that's been working. It's more energy, certainly more energy, but it is 40 to 50% cheaper. So on average, I spend about $800 on groceries, and I've been doing consistently a grocery pickup in New Jersey. And last month I only spent $489 on groceries. So it saves me about half doing a grocery pickup. And it takes more energy in that I need to plan the trip, schedule the trip, pick out what I'm going to get, and then go and pick it up, and then drive into the city, and then drop it off, find parking, haul it back, haul it upstairs, and then do that whole situation. So coming back to Manhattan from New Jersey and unpacking the groceries, so finding parking on the street and then getting the groceries upstairs is a hassle. It's a huge hassle. Is it a hassle that's worth $400 a month? Yeah, it's worth it, because I mean, things are just so much cheaper in the suburbs than in the city. So that is something that has been working. And the more I do it, the easier it gets, because I have free pickup. I use Instacart free pickup, and there we go. So what's not working? Thank the good Lord God. The only thing that's not working are things that I'm working on long-term to change that are lesser priorities right now. So right now, covering my daily cost of living is important. Being present in this situation, this living situation that I have right now, is important. Things that I'm working toward long term, so we'll call them B priorities, are things like increasing my income. That's just really it. that's the biggest B priority I have. And doing things like this in the long term, I know will help me in doing that. So in terms of increasing my income, things that I'm doing are increasing the value of my skills in the marketplace, and continuing to show up for my day job, which is just what I do. And it's a privilege and a pleasure to work this day job, and just realizing that my skills have high value in the marketplace. That's all. Just really acknowledging that and realizing that for myself. So that's, again, priority B. I'm also working, as we all are, we all have different priorities. I am slowly and surely making plans to do more in my life. So that's all I'll say about that. Priorities A and priorities B, and I'm just working on that. So that's all we got. All right, for life. And I'll say this, one more note on the future of my channel. So this, again, financial independence and financial accountability, and really financial recovery. I think that's where my mission is, because again, as someone who's made past financial mistakes, it is so important for me to carry the message that it's not too late and you have what it takes. You are valuable and you have priority and worth. You have worth, act like it. And that's something that I need to hear over and over again, and to be very intentional and specific about what I do. So that's the message that I aim to communicate. And I know that there is a place for that message. My challenge now is to start living like it. So bit by bit, I'm living that message and getting that message out there. It is so imperfect, like this update is just so, I'm gonna say so imperfect, such low production value, because frankly, this is what I have the time to do. This is what I have the time, the energy, and the effort to execute. This is what I have. just getting it done is the most important thing. So that's where I am when it comes to life and the future of my channel. On the whole, it's just, that's what I'm doing. So again, bit by bit, this is July 2023, and that's my message. It's not too late, and you have what it takes. Okay, that's the wrap up. Hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching this far. If you've gotten this far, I appreciate you, and I thank you so much. This is it. And I hope wherever you are in your journey that this gives you hope. If you're someone that's still working on financial independence, which I would say is like 90% of us. If you are making tremendous progress, excellent, good for you. If you are struggling, that's okay. Struggle forward. You struggle well. Saying you've got this is so cliche, and it's not enough. Saying good job, and I'm proud of you. If you are struggling and making steps you need to, then I'm proud of you for doing what you need to do, even though if it doesn't feel like a whole lot. Okay, so that's what I've got. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching as always, and I hope you'll keep watching.